Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce our team. We are from Group 1. My name is Rangga Raditya Putra Pratama and my group friend Ray Adil Sitohang. Today we will explain about implementing DevOps using Git and Jenkins on Money Changer application. Okay, the first section is source control using Git and GitHub. Okay, the first thing before we using Git is installation. The first one, navigate to the latest Git for Windows installer and download the latest version. And after that, when success install, you should see the Git setup wizard screen. Follow the next and finish prompt to complete the installation. And after that, open a command prompt or Git base. And next is type Git version to verify Git was installed. And next, run the following commands to configure your Git username and email using the following command. This detail will be associated with any commits that you create. The command is git config strip global user dot name and specify your name. And the second is git config global user dot email and specify your email. Next is create new repository on GitHub. After the Git installation is complete, we will make the project folder a local Git repository, then push it to GitHub. The first step, we have to create a new repository on GitHub. Okay. And after that, Git initialization. After creating a repository on GitHub, we continue to push our project to GitHub. First, open Git base and navigate to the directory in the project, then type the command git init to initialize the folder to be a local Git repository. And next is add all files to stack environment. Currently, all files in the folder are still untracked. To be tracked and add all files to the stack environment, we can use the command git add all. Git add all. Okay. And next, after git add, we must use commit for new change. After that, we are ready to move from the stage to commit. Adding commit to keep track of our progress and change as we work. When committing, we must always include a message. To commit, we use the command git commit strip m and specify the message. For example, in these cases, we use message first commit because this is the first commit to push in the next to GitHub. Okay, then after that, push to origin or remote in GitHub. Currently, the project is only available locally. To be available on GitHub remotely, we have to do a few commands. The first is git branch strip m, the uppercase M main. This is for change the local branch name from master to main. Because in the GitHub, I want to the branch in the local and in the remote is same. Because in the remote is main, we want to change the branch to main. Okay. And after that, git remote at origin URL specifies that you are adding a remote repository with the specified URL as an origin to your local Git repo. Okay. And the next step is git push strip u origin main. Push our main branch to the origin URL and set it as the default remote branch. The strip u is upstream. Okay. This is usually the strip u this is usually used when we first commit to push to GitHub. We usually use strip u or upstream. And after that, this is the image of the project repository on GitHub after we push it, and all files is on GitHub now. Okay, the next we want to second commit. In the second commit, we want to use the branch. So this is branching. The first command is git branch and specify the branch name. This is to create a new branch, and to switch branch we can use git checkout and specify the branch name. For example, in this cases we create a branch. The name is add OOP encapsulation, and we move from main to add OOP encapsulation branch. Okay. After that, we do the usual command like first commit before, git add to stack unrocket file, and git commit to move from stack to commit for our repo. Then push to origin or remote as shown in the image beside. Okay. And after that, in GitHub, there is notification, compare and pull request. After committing through the branch on GitHub, there is a notification and the compare and pull request button. Then we can press the button. And after that, the page like the one below appears, and we can press the create pull request button. And after that, press the merge pull request button. And finally, press the confirm merge button. And after pull request, we can delete the branch if it is no longer in use by pressing the delete branch button. This is commonly using after we pull request, we can delete branch, okay, because the branch is no longer used. Okay, and after that, the branch in the remote is updated, so we must pull in the local repository. After the pull request on GitHub, we also have to pull in the local repository. First, move to the main branch, and then pull using the git pull origin command. Okay, after second commit, I want to collaboration using GitHub with my group friend, Ray Adil Setohang. To collaborate with others, we have to perform several tasks. First, click the setting tab that appears on the repository windows on GitHub. Then click the add people button. And after that, type the name or email of the collaborator. Okay, that's all my presentation. Next slide will be presented by my friend, Ray Adil Setohang. So, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, my name is Radil Sitohang and I will continue Rangga's presentation. Accept invitation. After adding the collaborator, the request is forwarded to the collaborator's email. And the collaborator is needed to accept the request from his email to get the read and write access over the repository. In the next step, we will act as a collaborator. As you can see in this picture, you just need to accept the invitation from the initiator. Next, copy repository URL. After clicking on the accept invitation button, we will be redirected to the repository page. Then click on the code button, copy the URL given in the HTTPS section. Next, git clone. After that, open the git bash, browse the location where you want to clone the repository. To clone the repository, we can use the git clone command. And then to change the directory, we just need to use the cd command. Next, collaborator commit. To commit to the changes, you can use the git commit command, as you can see in this picture. And then collaborator push. Finally, push the changes to remote repository using git push command. We're done using Git and GitHub for source control. Next, we will do continuous integration using Jenkins. Continuous integration using Jenkins. How to install Jenkins in Windows. The first thing to do to perform continuous integration using Jenkins is to download the Jenkins and install it. For installation on Windows, you can visit this website. How to sign in? Type localhost 8080 in the web browser and then sign in. If you miss the configuration step, the username is admin and the password is in the Jenkins secret initial admin password. This is the Jenkins dashboard. User will be directed to Jenkins dashboard and click new item to create new build job. Then the user must enter the name of the item. In this project, we will use freestyle project to create. This is a create new item. Next is item configuration. After that, the user will be directed to the configuration of the item. In the source code management section, because of this project uses Git, we select the Git checkbox, then input our repository URL. Build triggers. Next, in the build triggers section, we select the build periodically, which means we will build based on time. For this project, we will set a button every 12 hours. This is the Jenkins schedule format. The first star is the minute, the second star is the hour, the third star is day of the month, the fourth star is the month, the fifth star is the day of the week, and then Jenkins build. In there, we can choose the build step in the add build step drop down and choose execute Windows batch command. If we're sure with the configuration, we can click apply and save in the bottom of the page. Jenkins dashboard after create item. When we go back to the Jenkins dashboard, we can see a table that contains the completion of the build of all project that use Jenkins. And there is check green circle, that means the last build is success, and we can know when is the last success and the last failure. There's also column W, that means weather. Weather means the condition of all the build that already done. The next section is the build history. In this build list table, there are lists of project building results along with information in the form of image. Time since, which means when the last project was built. The status contains information about the project, such as stable and unstable. Okay, that's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.